Oh, welcome everybody! We're back today with more of the garage and the Ford conversion jobs and stuff. Yes, last time we pretty much got it running, right? Well, the day after, as I talked about, that me and my mom continued, and so we did wrap the downpipe as we after we welded it all last time and all that stuff, and then we put the car together again. We did coolant pipes and all that stuff. For those that want to see something absolutely disgusting, go to my Discord link below and look at the water that came out of the coolant reservoir. That's some nasty ass shit, let me tell ya. It was real bad, like really bad. So yeah, no good whatsoever. But we got it to run again. So I could technically have started up and it would run right now. The only thing is it would run like shit. It would run really crap. Fun because it's still, kind of untested. Mostly because it doesn't have an idle, which makes no sense. Because before we took off the exhaust manifold of the old time, it why are you playing? You're not supposed to play, you piece of shit. Just pause there, you piece of fucking numbnut. I want you playing. Neither do I want you to play here. Good, because that just takes up too much. It's enough with a one running. That's all I need. Anyway, sorry, getting a bit distracted here on the computery stuff. No, so today's plan is to do some wiring, as I said. 16-wheeler? I wish I did. Since when do I own a 16-wheeler? I don't own a 16-wheeler. I wish I did. Or are you meaning like all those tires? Well, that's rally stuff. Rally tires. Customer tires, apparently. But today's plan is to wire this thing up. So it is a little bit of a fuse. Well, there's like another, just rally tires. So we have those. Then I have like probably another 10 out there on the 4 on the car as well. There's another 2, one is here and another one there, 2 more there over there. Those are customer tires from my bonus dad's tire shop, which is this. There's also a bunch of new tires over there. There's like another 15 or 30 tires in the other room as well for customers. So yeah, there's a lot of tires over here. Anyhow, going on. So this is a little bit of a fuse holder, just a nice one. The one thing that is good with this, I bought this on Amazon. It was cheap and that was nice because it has 2 inputs. So 2 in, 4 out. And why that is lovely is because we have constant power, which I'm gonna put on pure red, and we have ignition wire or LED power, which I'm gonna put on red and yellow. So we can actually use it in the same fuse holder, which no more, dangly fuses, an easy place to have them, will look nice and it will work great. So that's something that we're gonna wire in today and do some of the more wiring because it's very shoddy in there. Therefore, we're gonna use the point of view camera today. Hopefully that will work out. We haven't used it in a long while now, but let's hope that will all work. But yeah, how you doing, Dave, by the way? I hope you're doing well. Hope you're all good, and everyone else that is joining in today's live stream. Yeah, I think that's about it. Let's just get started. We should do this first. That should be fine. Let's just transition so we get the point of view camera so I can show you guys everything that's going on, right? So, we could actually just do point of view camera big for a little bit. There we are, because we're mainly gonna use something like so today, I think, because it's easier that way. And let me do this. Let me do droid cam, OBS, transition you guys. So let me get you guys up to speed of where we are. And I will also put on the power again. So this is a bit different from when you guys saw it last time. It has a front end, it has a radiator, it has plumbing, it still has a ton of water, which is a bit of a shame because it's not supposed to. It has now a clean-ish expansion, like a water overflow, or yeah, water container. Coolant reservoir is the name for it. Still no intercooler, we're just doing straight into the intake still. Well, that should be fine, because we had it running like that before. So some of the wiring we need to do, I have lost the wires for the earth points that were here. These are tiny, so need to find new wires or maybe rewire it, like make a new connector or something here. Yeah, I know, it's super weird. Also, yeah, I know you guys can hear yourself today because I forgot my earplugs to work. So, great. So I'm trying out just having it all out and open. This is still a little bit temporary, as it might be able to. So if we just don't look turbo side, it looks great. Still need to burn off some of the moisture and everything, burn in the paint. Fuck that. I hate fucking fiberglass. It sucks, but it works now, ish. We only have one issue that I don't think I can show you guys that easily. I'm just gonna try to do this. No, I cannot without fucking getting everything touching fiberglass. The exhaust pipe down there hits the body now because it got a bit of a different angle. So we need to fix that, but that's fine. We have our O2 sensor, intercooler piping, well, intercooler intake piping, water line, new water line, ish, and everything like that. So here everything should be working fine. It looks like we have a bit of a leak over here, or is it just rain? It's hard to tell, but a little bit of a leak doesn't matter. But yeah, so everything is really, really tight here, and as you might imagine, we are gonna put an intercooler on it. But getting it to run first, a bit more important than having an intercooler. So that's why it's a bit shady right now. It's gonna get nicer. Maybe not all of the piping will be nice, but it will get nicer. We also need to like get this stuff a little bit nicer as well. And like I said, it's difficult to know if it's leaking. It doesn't seem to be leaking, or if it's just the rain that is outside. So this is a bit shady, all of it. And yeah, but everything is plugged in that needs to be plugged in as far as I know, except for maybe that. So we are gonna put this back, which is technically the connector that is the control of the boost pressure. And that is also maybe causing a bit of issue. So, like I said, we have 0 idle, basically. So, I don't know if it's a vacuum thing. I don't believe it is. We should also double check so there's no water. That could also be one of the reasons. Ah, fuck, not again. Alright. Okay, let's get some paper first. God damn, not again. Okay, I might be why it was difficult to getting it to run earlier. Do we have water in this though? That's the electrical system. I hope not. Should not. But that could definitely be why we don't have an idle. Whoops. Whoops. So let's put you guys on the magnetic one again. For now. There we are. We have more camera stuff coming. I ordered it just like some of the parts arrived today, and the other stuff will actually come on Friday, on Monday, which is very annoying. But yeah, that water is not great. There we go. I missed it. This is not great. Okay. I wonder if the air... It sounds like the air compressor is on. Let's just use some air to blow that all dry. I thought we had that fixed. That's really not good. So in theory this phone is supposed to be waterproof, but... Loud noises! Ouch, my ears hurt. Like a lot now. Woo! That was better for you guys than me. Woo! Anyway. Try-ish. We do have new spark plugs. It should be dry inside. Oh no, it will not be dry inside of that. Should blow that clean a little bit as well, shouldn't we? But now we can look at cylinder 2. Cylinder 2 is all nice and dry. Just like last time. And I think it's just that this is just where it is, so... Yeah. Alright. There we are. How do I get you to get loose? You don't? Okay. There we go. Just gonna blow this a little bit dry as well. I'll dry it with a towel real quick. As you guys are coming along. All crooked like. There we are. Well, that's one of the reasons was like I had really issues more than when I had more issues than I had when I drove it out. I understand why now. Yeah, not great. At least the cap seems fine. I don't want to put compressed air through it though. Yeah, that seems fine. That's real weird, actually. Shouldn't be that much water in there at least. There we are. Put them back. Let's put it all back. So they are numbered, but they also just fit in one way. They're number 2, number 1. Okay, like that then. Okay, let's just plug them in here first, because this is basically as they will be automatically done. Go. There we go. There's supposed to be like a plastic thing above here, but that broke while we were removing the engine. Well, there's a few bolts here that didn't go off, like didn't want to come off. So, you know, that didn't help. Is that broken? Because that could be enough for us to have a vacuum leak right there. Now though, everything else should be fine. Should be wired up. And we shouldn't have any leaks or anything anywhere else. And that is still connected as well. So yeah, I'm gonna plug in, well, first of all, I'm gonna try to start it up now. Should run a bit better than before. And I guess you guys can sit here and listen to it. And, well, see it start. There we go. It is a bit tight here because it's raining a lot outside. So I don't wanna, you know, have it out, well, half of the truck outside. There we go. Starts way easier now. Well, I thought so, too. Doesn't want to start at all now. Yeah, it's way better than when I drove it in. You see, it just want to die immediately. Could be that the spark plugs are just fucked. There you go, it dies like immediately after you get it to run. But if I give you gas, it will run. That's the weird part. So it has absolutely zero idle. And like I said, I have no real reason to understand why that is. But otherwise, it does run okay. It doesn't run well just yet. It's a bit smoky still here.
_1 says cold idle setting off.
Could be, but okay, so definitely it is. Because here's the deal. It's a bit difficult to see. That's the idle control valve that we're using, and it's getting pumped up here, right? So it goes through there, up there, and this should all be fine, right? That is not a big deal, but that's not standard. The valve is not standard. Originally, it all... And like I said, we might have a small exhaust leak, I don't know. But it shouldn't be too big, and it seems fine. But originally, it sits here, right? So the throttle body is, you know, directly here, and the idle control valve is directly here. So these are just way closer to each other, and also it goes way closer into the intake. We have a different length runner. Complete, everything is different. So, I do want to get that, but I also want to be able to see, you know, all the other stuff that we need to see. So, that's why we're working a little bit on the wiring. Because I have it so I can read 12 codes. I have an OBD2 port. It's not wired up properly yet. It was just as a trial. So I do want to get the OBD2 port working. I also want to get the fans to work, because then I can just throttle it as much as I kind of want to get it to run. Because we had to adjust how much the throttle body is open at all times to get it to run better last time. It could also just be that I need to zero out the fault codes in the original ECU. Because ECM in this case, I guess. Fucking no. Because it's in a control module, not a unit, apparently Volvo stuff, you know? But yeah, so idle control is fucked. And it's still a bit difficult to start, and I think we will always have that. But I also want to double check so I get the correct readings, or readings at least, from the O2 sensor. Again, go to the Discord channel to see. I did cut the wires extremely short, and I had to rewire it recently. Don't know if it's reading correctly at all. So I have one of these stupid, bad, cheapy Chinese gauge cluster thingies that goes on OBD2. But I can't really have that running without having the OBD2 port running properly, because it's now 0 fuses. Everything in there, it has 0 fuses. And that's why we want to hook this up. And we want to do it fairly good. before we continue with anything else. Because everything else that is kind of needed to be doing, which is like fix exhaust stuff, this is now hitting. It's not the biggest necessity to get the car to run. Having an idle is. Having fuses is. Because right now, I will show you guys, it's not pretty. It's really not pretty at all. So, let's jump back into the point of view camera and all that. And I'll show you all how it really does look at the moment. But yes, at least it does start, it does run. So I can definitely sell it, you know, on Craigslist, and just runs and drives, stops, great. Idles, nothing. You know, isn't that how they do it? But yeah, let me, also I'm gonna take off the battery. No, well, no, I'm just gonna unhook it. There we are. Okay, God damn it. Because I don't want to get bad stuff. So, also, I'm gonna show you guys here. We will try to get the fan speeds on these two wires over here as well for later on. Those are supposed to be fans. Right now I'm still gonna use the old system I used with a sensor in the loop here for now, until I know that works. But yeah, let's get, well, I can actually go through this side, actually. It'll be fine. Alright, there we are. So, let's turn off the light. Because I kind of don't even want you guys to see this. But I need to show it. So, goddamn water stuff. So, here's our wiring for the moment. So, okay, completely no fuse is untrue. We have a fuse wired in that way. Where is, like, that is just, you know, taped together, I think, if I remember correctly. This was shoved in somewhere because stuff, and yeah, this is not good. All right, it's really not. Oh yeah, so this was just held together like so to give it earth. Yeah, we are going to improve this stuff, okay? It will get improved, I promise. I probably do need that on all the time, don't I? For both of us to be able to see. So we are going to actually get some, you know, proper wiring here. So this is yeah, like I said, there's a lot of weird stuff going on here. This is all temporary. It's gonna get mounted perfectly, and it will become keeping temporary until we get it all properly working, obviously. But so we have this green wire coming over here. I think it is this green wire right here, right? This one, yes. So this green wire is the wire for, why is it like that? Yeah. Oh yeah, because it needs to go to that one too. So it's nastily done here, but that will be fine. So this is input power for key power. This is gonna be power for like always on power. So these two will have to go into that. So now I need to kind of figure out when I want to have, where I want to have this, or if I want to just do temporary again. I know we're doing a lot of temporary stuff, but more permanent here. I kind of want to cut out a piece right here, but I don't think I can. I can, but it's a bit of a problem. I kind of want to have it, you know, so only this black part will be showing somewhere. Maybe take away that ugly little thing. Also, I should probably open that door, right, so you guys can see me a bit better. Whatever, right now. I kind of want to remove this to get to show a little bit better, but like I said, there's still a lot of, you know, wires and stuff that needs to go in. We haven't really figured out where we're gonna mount everything, so that's why I don't wanna permanently mount anything just yet, because permanently mounting something and then needing to move it is a bit of a pain in the ass, as you guys probably knows. But to get it a bit better goes a long way. So we also have this wire, the bundle of wires here that are going to the gauge cluster is the plan. So this is also a temporary one. I know I'm saying a lot of temporary stuff here, but it's to try out stuff. And probably just gonna connect them in here because I really do like these connectors. These are nice. They're a pain in the ass if you don't have the correct tools, which I do not have. So it becomes a bit of a pain in the ass. And we have that dingling right here. So let's actually disconnect the ECU here right now, because a lot of the wires that we need are. So here we go. So here's basically what we need to have wired up. So we have so yeah, this is going from ECM to the immobilizer. We have key power to both. Yeah, so that this is both to the immobilizer and the ECM. Right here as well, we do have the connector I was talking about. So we have generator light that we need to get working, because otherwise we won't have a working generator. Engine light, with something I'm going to put up later on as well. Oil light and engine temperature control, and then coolant temperature. That we're not going to need because that is going through this thing. So that's what we're going to wire up. And of course then, as I said, we're also going to wire up the OBD2 port as well. That's what we're going to do right now, wiring up all this stuff. Like I said, it looks like a mess because it is a mess. So let's start cutting off some wires first here. So yeah, let's just do that. There we go. And then that one. There we go. So this one needs to get also hooked into this earth point. I'm just going to use the same for them right now. So we are going to look here if I have one of those lovely 1-to-2 ones, which we do have. Not too many of, but we do have enough. So let's see here. We gotta do this correctly. So that one will go there. Okay, so yeah, this will work. And like I said, this is main power? Yeah, because I only had a black wire. Yes, that is mains power. So we're gonna unravel this as well to double check how this all looks. Because if I remember correctly, this is shady AF. If I remember correctly. No, it isn't. Nah, it isn't great, but it ain't too shady. So we're just gonna leave that for now. Like I said, when we have it all, you know, wired where it's supposed to be, we will have to move everything anyway. So it's unnecessary for me to go fully on to make it all look great at this very moment. So let's cut that off. Get this here thingy. And I will do this with a wire stripper, which I don't know where it is. Supposed to be here, I guess. But it ain't. But I have a knife, so that's better. I do like using knives more anyway. So yeah, we're gonna start out with this earth point. With that one first of all. Oh. And the OBD2 port is then fully wired up and we can use it without any issues. Because it only needs power, ground, and data from the immobilizer. Gotta get myself a new one of these to have in my toolbox because my bonus dad keeps stealing the one I have, and he's like, "Oh well, it's mine from the beginning." Yeah, but I fucking found it in this garage, so you barely knew it where it was. So anyway, let's get those twisted up. Put this here thingy on. Yeah, it's going all the way in. Clamp this on. There we are, nice and tight. Give it a tug, sweet. So, now we can plug these earth points back in it, and then we can gotta put some electrical tape on it later on. So, I'm just gonna tape that all up. Cool. So that one is done. Alright, so let's check this one out. We're gonna wire strip these. So we actually do only need, for now, let's see here. So we need as input. Right now, everything is wired to this one, but I'm gonna do them individually later. So we can have different fuses, because they're supposed to have different fuses, all of them. If I remember correctly. So that's supposed to have another 15 fuse. And the other wiring diagrams I don't have here, but we're gonna use a 15 for now, but we're gonna change it all out later. But again, like I said, we're gonna use yellow and red yellow for our key ignition. This is why I hate these. They're just terrible. Never work. There we are. And maybe a little bit more actually. There we are. Alright. We should probably move the main camera, shouldn't we? I was realizing you guys can't see shit from over there. Only on the small one right now. It's not great. So this is key. And we're gonna use yellows here, I think it is. Or is it blues? It would imagine it being yellows, not blues. I was mistaken. It is blues. Sweet, so we can then use whatever. And I have plenty of everything on the red ones. So. Sorry guys. There we are. Nice. And then let's take a red one of these. And put it on there. This is such a tiniest of wires, this. So why did I pick the tiniest of wires? Because it actually is the same as the source that I'm taking it from. So will this increase resistance like crazy? Yeah, it will. It will. I know that. We're going from a super thin to a super thick wire. But that's just how it is wired up. And in general, I do believe it will be fine. Is it ideal? No, obviously it isn't ideal. But it ain't like the worst thing in the world either. So we should be fine. Also, I need to find electrical tape. There we are. First one plugged in. Sweet. Nice. Now let's do the main, like always on power. I just want to do the powers first. I'm gonna go and grab the main camera, put it up here so you guys can see a little bit better. Like I said, I bloody hate these wire strippers. Here we go. It's bloody awful. Can't use too many of these when I'm still here, but it's just the convenience of having this like box of stuff that I have right here, because this is supposed to always be with us in the rally car or on rallies. I don't want to use too much of the stuff there because, yeah, if you run out, yeah, it's a bit unnecessary when I have literally much more here in the garage as well. It's a bit of a waste. That's not going anywhere. And we can plug that in to constant power. So now that is wired up with the power. It's gonna go and grab electrical tape. Because I don't think I had any here anymore. No. And also grab the main camera as well. There we are. So I don't want to use the point of view camera as the main because it wobbles a little bit too much. So it does become a bit of a pain in the ass to look at. So gotta. Okay. Why is it giving me that? Like, I don't want it to give me that stuff. Can you please not give me notifications? At all, please? Let's just do that for now. Wait. There we go. Let's grab you guys. And plonk you guys down in a way, so we might get a bit of a good shot right here. Or maybe not, because it's just too bloody big in it. God damn this piece of shit. It just wants to fall. That should be fine. Hopefully. Yeah. Oh, goddamn. It's bumping into shit. Also, we could look for the wire strippers. They're supposed to be here somewhere. I have seen them. I think. Or not. Yeah, literally no idea where they have gone missing. I shouldn't have them in my toolbox. I do not. It's kind of what I thought. Oh, they're over here. Cool. There they are. Nice. Let's go around again. Yeah. There we are. Sweet. Alright, so we don't need to worry too much about getting done today then. I just got the message I got was that the girlfriend's father that has the car that we're gonna pick up will not be able to be done on time. So, will that look alright? I kind of see what I'm doing better. Well, at least you see me better, which is at least something. And hopefully some of you will be happy with that. Okay, that will not work. How is that looking? Looks alright. Maybe a little bit more of a rotation like that. Sweet. Anyway, let's tape these wires up real quick. There we are.
_1 says little higher.
Little higher. There we go. Hopefully that's... Oh, or did you mean the small camera? Which one was it? Or did it become better? I would imagine it being the small camera now. That looks weird. Anyway. There we go.
_1 says small.
Yeah, that's kind of what I imagine. There we go. Sweet. So we have. Whoa! Big hammer nearly fell. Alright, can we get you to like be over there? How is that, Sean? That is even worse. Maybe on like something like so. Getting this to work with me is not easy.
Cat_1 says small fix.
Small fixed. Big even more screwed. It's even worse. God damn it, Ford. Why are you gonna be so difficult to record into? That's good. That's good enough. Right. So we have white and yellow is ignition. I'm gonna use yellow for now. Why? Arbitrarily. Well, we should actually look because it's going into green. I am annoyed, but it's also red. That one is going into black, so this will all change anyway, will it not? Yeah, it will. Because otherwise we're going to use green for the ignition, and it's going to green again. Because that's the wire we're going to use for now. Like I said, I'll probably try to rewire these in inlets. I don't think I can. Doesn't look like it, because it looks like it's its own thingy. I don't like how it's going from a super thin to a super big, but over there it's also pretty thin. So like I said, I'll use this for now until we have it where it's supposed to be. Right now we can tuck everything away and that will be safe and fine. But it's unnecessary for me to do certain like direct cables and everything properly right now before anything is wired up properly. So I will actually probably will at least put in, but it kind of makes no sense to do it that way, but I probably will put a separate ignition wire for the immobilizer and the ECU, even though it's from factory. No, it doesn't take from factory, it takes different wires actually, so I'll probably wire them in separately. And same goes with the main power for everything as well. This is gonna go in separate because that's why we have four, so let's just use them, you know, or just have one of the have one of the ignitions at least being its own separate thing if I need it for something else. More likely I will use ignition wire than constant wire, like constant power. So I'll also have to double check all the wire diagrams to see if they have different fuses or supposed to have different fuses. But yeah. Okay, I'm gonna use white even though I said yellow before. It's because it's the first one, so it's gonna be nicer. And I just cut it all off, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Sweet. So let's just cut it all off then, because I apparently did that already. So I'm a genius. And where in this bloody hell did I put the pliers? Over there. First mistake. Woo! There we are. So we are gonna need to increase the size of you, mate. That looks better. That was better. Sweet. And then we're gonna do Mr. I'm fucking tiny. No, didn't work. I'm off. Such a hard wire too. There we go. Sweet. Okay, let me go and grab one of these here, because we're supposed to have. We also have shrink wrap and everything here. Let's see which ones we have in here. Basically nothing. We need to buy more. That's for damn sure. Because, well, I've been using a lot of them. I've been using a ton of them, to be honest. Alright, which ones do we actually have in here? We have yellow flats. Alright. So that's what we're gonna use. A yellow flat. So that one will be a blue male. No, female. Yeah, blue female. This is just gonna be red male, which is still, you know, fairly big enough. but it is. There we go. Yes, that is ignition wire, Nikkelström. There we go, and I will see if they have a blue female in one of these. Like I said, I do need to update all of these. I'll basically gonna buy a new one of these. But I will compare the price of these to the ones on Amazon. I think the ones on Amazon were more expensive actually. Nope, nothing here. And I know I have some like far over the other side of the garage, but can't really be asked going there. But we had one left here. There we are. This one on here. Screw it all on. Check down its thingy. There we go. There we are. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Now we have the whole ignition, so ignition power circuit up to date. Well, yeah, wired in at least. Again, not the prettiest thing in the world, but what is in this day and age? Well, on this car at least. Barely nothing. While I'm also doing the tape, I can fix the earth. And that's one of those things that I'm actually pretty ashamed of myself, that it will probably stay kind of like as it is, because, well, it's earth, innit? It doesn't need to be perfect. Well, it does need to just earth it, you know. However it is, in the end, won't matter too much, eh? Right, let's do the power then. And all these will still fit like that, they will. Great. So which one should we do then? So we have that one, and I guess we could do red. I will do red for now, because I feel like it makes the most sense to use the red one. It's just because it's main power. It's main power, so yeah. Double check, that should be fine. There we go. And you already have, so you need a female, right? Because you're male already. Yeah, you are. Yeah, because you have gone that. So take out a female. There we go. There ain't go nowhere. Sweet. And we have a 15 that we're gonna need anyway, so it's just that's great stuff. There we are. So still very shady, more shady than I kind of wanted to make it, but I also kind of just want to see so it works, and if it's enough for us so that we can have, you know, OBD2 working at all times, not just when I'm holding it together. That's good enough to troubleshoot stuff, to see if we're getting up to temperatures and all that stuff. I know that there's still some stuff we need to do, like, yeah, getting, like I said, all these stuff to work. So that's, like I said, especially the generator. The generator is super important. Your generator will not work unless it has the light, because it's in the resistance of the light it needs to go back on. Yeah, to complete that circuit. So that is needed still. But yeah, think about it like having this little thing just popping out right here or somewhere, or even just below or whatever. We don't know where it's gonna go yet. I have a wish of where it's gonna go, but that doesn't mean anything, does it? So the lowest one is gonna have 15. That is constant power, and I can see that on this one as well. That is constant power of 15. Sweet. And that circuit is very neat actually. Might not look like it is, or like how it is, everything is, you know, wired up. But I'm actually using all the connectors and everything from the original car, because I'm using its original key barrel. So all that wiring up to that point is the same. So now let's go and look at the wiring for the ECM, because that will show us what type of fuse we need for that, for the ignition. Then let's go grab one of those and then do an OBD2 reading. What? Everything is... Oh yeah, so here you go. I can show you guys. Here is the main power in to the ignition, and that has his own fuse up here, which is really neat. Yeah, you see guys, there's just not a lot of space here. So annoying. All right, where do I have my wiring diagrams nowadays? I think they're over here, right? Underneath my sweater. It is. Look at me remembering. All right, so here we go. It's a 10 amp. 10 amp. For that, do we have a mobilizer for the starter circuit? And that should not have that, but we have here. So, immobilize with generator. That's oh, this is 11A. That's inside of it. 11B. There we go. Immobilizer is also a 10. So both of them are actually a 10. So yeah, system relay for ECU. So it's actually the same 11 on both. Let's double check that, because we should have here somewhere the wiring diagram for the immobilizer. Here we go. It's underneath this one. Nope. Where the heck? Because this is not the wiring diagram, it's just how it works. Like all its components, whatever. Where is the wiring diagram for it then? Starter circuit, fuel injector, EMS system, fuel injection, again, 2 wiring diagrams, lists of all the stuff. Alright, so that's gone. That's POG. It's somewhere, but yeah, we need a 10 amp fuse. It's not gonna be difficult to find, because we have plenty. And I actually believe I have some right here. These are the ones that I took from the car. These are all the small ones. Nope, there we go. Ah, 10 amp fuse. Sweet. Nice. Also, let's bring the OBD2 reader now. Oh god. And I do believe we can actually just put on the power as well at this moment. Shouldn't be an issue. Oh, I'm just gonna wiggle these about a little, because I've had issues with connections. Oops. There we are. Let's jump up here. There we are. Nice and tight and lovely. There we go. Main fuse hasn't blown. That's something. Let's put on the ignition. So its stuff works. That's nice. We should also take off the fuel power, because if we're gonna do OBD2 readings, because that is running constantly because of how it is kind of working. I'm gonna lean like that. We're just gonna double check stuff here real quick. That's the one going to the key barrel. I wish I could maybe get you to line a little bit more on the other side. these are all the stuff that we don't really need. We can hopefully just do that with those. So the only thing that's kind of sticking out here is the OBD2 port. So I'm just gonna go and turn off the fuel pump real quick because yeah, we don't need a fuel pump to run at all time. Well, run it all at the moment. Put that in there. There we are. Again, very smooth and easy everything. There we go, no more fuel pump. That is why I like these smarter connectors that I have, or like, yeah, connectors. But they're a pain in the ass to set up when nothing is finalized. Alright then, so now we can put on, I'm just gonna plug in the O2 sensor. It is in Swedish, so I know some of you guys, well, most of you guys will not be able to understand it. But we have power and we have an OBD2. So we have Volvo diagnostics, it's a bit different. We have a 99 to 04 because this is exactly a 99. So we are reading, let me try to show you guys. So it's reading all the codes. So these are Volvo's own little thingies. It does take some time going through it all, and it doesn't necessarily going to read all of the fault codes because it's a bit of an earlier version. It's from a 99 model, and that's just when this all came out. And like I said, nothing is completely standard with the car yet, so we have no fault codes in the module, which I know is wrong. But if we do a normal OBD2 diagnostics, we do get the fault codes that we are expecting to get. There are a few that we are expecting to get. We're expecting to get stuff, so 9 codes. So we have so yeah, it is a Volvo. So the intake air temperature sensor, understandable because it's not hooked in. Cylinder 1 fuel injector circulation electrical malfunction. We've had that in the past and I don't know why. And cylinder 1 2, okay. Data bus powertrain missing from instrumental panel because it doesn't exist. Throttle pedal position sensor circuit A. That is weird. O2 sensor. Okay, so that could just be that there's nothing. Mass airflow sensor. What the fuck? Okay, let's kill these. So no waiting codes. So. Now, let's see if we want to run. Oh, because it doesn't have any fuel. Nice. Because we have actual data, like real-time reading of stuff, so we can at least do some of this stuff here. What? You're supposed to be able to... Oh, because it doesn't have any ignition on, probably. Let's try that again. What the? Let's read that diagnostics again, because it are able to do it. I have done it and looked at the. So we have monitoring 2 only. Oh, now it's reading them. So let me try to show you them. So we have ETC there, so I have the ETC here, and that's what we want. Engine temperature, so yeah, because EECT or ETC. 1% looks nice. Spark advance, mass airflow should be, yeah. So throttle position is actually at 0.4. Well, it was way more than that before. So that's a full throttle, well, as much as we can. So that's on 0.4. So that could be our issue, because that was about a 1 beforehand. So the wire that, like the little knot that we have, we might need to adjust that. So that could be it. So I'm gonna adjust that until we have it saying 1.5. So that's what we had beforehand. That was working then. So I'm gonna leave this so I can see it on the outside. And then adjust that little screw. I can still read it. Kind of. And we have down here a little screw. If I wire that out a little bit, that should then change that to I cannot read it. Great. I position it in a way so I cannot read that. I could read everything else except for the one thing I needed to be reading. Maybe I should just put it into the fucking camera like a smart person would do. 1.6 now. There you go. 1.6. That was working before, around there. So that's what we're gonna keep having. And then there's nothing really more that we have. So we have OBD2, Volt 1. Yeah. The other one shouldn't have any. So fill open loop nothing, which would make sense. That one, I don't know what it is. LADA, PCT, 100%. Don't know. And shift 1, I also don't know what that really means. But yeah. Long fuel trim, percentage 7 is fine. And spark advance, all that stuff. But as you can also tell, which we have a little bit of an issue, this is full gas. It only goes to 73. We need to modify the cable, the pedal a little bit. But yeah, let's plug everything in. And then let's try to start it. But I kind of want to see this first. So, let's plug in some fuel. Try to get it to run. And see where we're at with that stuff. There we go. We have fuel running. Sounds so weird because, again, it's not hooked up perfectly fine. Perfectly well, I guess I should say. So, and then it jumps out of the codes, which is annoying as hell. And then it doesn't read anymore. See if we want to read it. It doesn't want to read it at all. So let's close that out. And this is kind of what I had an issue with that, with the other monitor thingy. We might just plug that in because that's supposed to be able to have all of these stuff visible for you all as well. I'm just gonna try to get this all up in here running. It's a bit difficult to, yeah, if only the small camera could show it easier, then I could just hold it right here. Not locked, but I want you to, yeah, focus like that. I guess I could also just do this. This will not work. A bit too tight for that, isn't it? Oh, no, kind of works. There I am. Hello. Oh yeah, because I need to do that. Right, forgot about that. Yeah, can you see the fuel pump running at all times? Actual data. So, that sounds real bad. So we can easily tell it that I need to have the throttle more open at all times, basically. Because otherwise it's just dying on me. So we're gonna open up a window here. And it was running worse this time, wasn't it? It was running worse. Right? It wasn't only me that thinking that. It was running a bit worse. So yeah, the engine temperature sensor is right here. So that's fine. Yeah, we have some vacuum leaks, but they shouldn't be too bad. Also, I'm gonna double check so I'm not screwing these up too much. So let's double check here. It's not too much. Yeah, so we actually have an idle screw later that we can manipulate. I remember it's a tiny little screw that is kind of controlling idle. Kind of. In the same way that I'm doing right now. Basically doing the same. It just limits how much you can close it. So, my thinking is that again, we do put it like this. And I try to get this thing to look at this stuff. Is it better? Yeah, it's a bit better with the... Find code 7. I'm gonna read the codes again. If they make sense. Intake, that makes sense because it doesn't exist. So this one I don't understand. Fuel injected in circuit, electrical malfunctions. It doesn't, but it runs on all 4 cylinders. Data bus makes sense. O2 seater heater circuit, bank 1, sensor 1. Doesn't make sense. That really doesn't make sense. Nor is mass air or volume flow a circuit low. So is the mass airflow sensor broken? We need to look at that. When we get it to run again. Let's get it all running first before I put it in. See here. So I'm not on the gas at all, but yeah, it's really struggling right now. Yeah, I can't even see the map. I can't see the map at all. It's trying to correct itself a little bit though. That is not running on all cylinders. That is definitely not running on all cylinders though. Really unstable. Really unstable. But it still seems like it doesn't really get any O2 sensor readings at all. Well, we're at least getting it to idle to some degree. Read codes while it's running. Still the same stuff. Just gotta go and double check the easy engine temperature now. It's 48. But then it runs up again, super high. Yeah, nothing from O2, Bank 1, System 1 voltage, nothing changes anywhere. Alright, so that is telling me that we definitely don't have any working O2 sensors, I guess. Which is a bit of a shame, because I thought I got it to work. We should look up the resistance and everything that we need on them to double check here stuff, right? Also, am I like good in frame at all? I'm a bit close, that's it, but yeah. So that is telling me that the wiring that we have done today works, right? But there's still a lot of mechanical issues or electrical gremlins in systems that are not plugged in. Like, I know it will not run perfectly if we don't have the inlet and temperature sensor. That should still work. It should still work with just a mass airflow and a working O2. It seems like it doesn't find the mass airflow sensor working at all. Before we did get it to read though, like we got a mass airflow before. You guys saw it. We did get it to a few grams. So I'm kind of like wanting us to try to get it to read that again and see if we can get it to work. So I'm just gonna put on this and then do one more read on see if we can get that on actual data. Then we will run it. If we cannot, we will unplug it and plug also the reader out as well to see if we can reset everything. Probably even just shut off the car's power as well. So no, I do not get any mass airflow sensor stuff here. Only throttle precision and all the other stuff we didn't get before. So yeah, just shut off the car and go and look at that. Like I said, we'll do a full shut off as well. Wow. I know today's a bit of a more of a weird day, not as thrilling, but this is the stuff that you have to do. A lot of it is just, you know, finding fault code, like codes and stuff like that. So when I fully shut that off, I'm just gonna inspect this stuff. That all this stuff does look nice and good though. Shouldn't be any interference or anything with that stuff. There we go. We're also gonna try to unplug and replug the wiring for the O2 sensor. Yeah, and it doesn't look like there should be any reason for none of this to work. Also, just gonna and there's water in everything. That's nice. We're also gonna plug in that little connector now as well, just to have that plugged in. I also should probably soon-ish plug in the fans. You know, earth them somehow and then just plug in the wiring loom. Well, the wiring loom is right here, and that is just, you know, plug in the power and then earth them somehow. But you have to see, you know, high temperatures, way higher temperatures anyway. That should kind of be enough to earth them. And we can try that with just shortening this out. If we get them to start up. No. Or we also have to double check so there's power in this fuse box right here.
Even 95 says try running it without the airflow meter and say if T idle is still crap.
That's a good point. But like I said, we don't even get the... There's also power in here. We don't even get the mass airflow sensor to read at all. Okay, so shortening them does not seem to work. So why? Oh, because I haven't plugged in the power again. That makes sense. But yeah, we could do a run without the mass airflow. There we go, no mass airflow. We can also double check now if we have fans. We do have fans. We don't need to worry about that anymore. No mass airflow, and we do have fans. If they will ever start up. Because I highly doubt they will. Right then. Okay, so let's put ignition on. Let's get the diagnostics up. Just like having them running at the same time. Find 9 codes this time. Right? And we have no other or whatever. Intake air temperature makes sense. Apparatus that's not plugged in. Mass airflow sensor low. Why is the O2 broken? And this one doesn't make sense. Throttle pedal position sensor circuit A low. DTC definition hittades inte. Yeah, but that doesn't make sense. Yes, doesn't matter because we chose the wrong model. Yeah, I know that. Okay, let's read actual data. See what we're getting here. So we have 45 degrees there, everything is the same. So we have 0 on mass airflow, so we have the mass airflow there. So I'm gonna go and try and plug in the mass airflow sensor. Let's try to start it first. Runs all right. Still running really bad. I don't know if it goes on all 4 cylinders actually at all time. Let's go in here and see if it has mass airflow again. And if it does, I will try to plug it in. It runs a little bit nicer. But it really hangs. Probably need a bigger wire for the thingy. Okay, it shut us out for some reason. Yeah, when you put a little bit of gas, it just woo, and it doesn't really boom. So don't know why that is. Still nothing from the O2 sensors at all. Okay, so it dies when it comes to where the mass airflow and all that should be. Try to show you guys a little bit better. But it's trying to learn it. There we go. Yeah, but still nothing from the O2 sensors. So it could be that we have a broken O2 as well. But the Spark Advance at least works, so it's reading all that stuff. Okay, we're getting some kind of smoke in the front now. Getting a little bit worried about that, so I'm gonna go out and look, see what it is smoking. It's just a pain. No change of plugging out the O2s. Right, let's have a look in here. Yeah, just the burning of the paint right now. I want to see. Alright, so that's jumping the wire now. Ready to shut it off. But it does make a difference. So, removing, yeah, I don't like how it's jumping the wires. So I'd rather just shut it off. Yeah, so idle is still crap. It's kind of killing me in here now. Gotta let it go a little bit. So, and also removing first cylinder didn't do too much of a difference, but it made some difference in my opinion. Not enough maybe, but yeah, then I didn't dare to put it back on because it was sparking in between, and I don't like that. Make sure these are first still. See, yeah, it is smoking a little bit down here, but I am pretty certain it's mainly the fiberglass as well as the paint still burning off. Seems to be that way. Let's double check all the water lines. They're not getting too hot over here. Feels like it's not melting anything at least. The mass airflow sensor could be dead. I'm not gonna deny that, but it was working before. We had good reading from the MAF beforehand. We haven't changed anything with it or its wiring. Like the wiring is still running just the way that it did. Sure, it's still as shady as it was, but I can't see any problem with the wiring. Haven't done anything with that. I 100% agree with that. The O2 sensor could be dead because it's really shadily done, and I agree with that. Like, we don't get any readings from my O2 sensor, so I will probably get a new O2 sensor. They're a bit pricey, but it would be the best way to double check that one. Otherwise than that, I don't really know. It should idle okayly at least. Like, I understand that it won't idle perfectly. Again, we definitely do need to change spark plugs. They are old and we have just started it. So it could just be that. And I should go and double check if we have some new spark. Well, yes. Not really. you know, we just did this, right? If you remember, we just pulled the wires. Um, so it should be these twisted wires, and then over here they're all the same. Like I haven't mixed with that. The only one that I had to cut was the power to this one. Yeah, to the breather. You know, that little thingy breather valve Volvo has. Yeah. Uh, yeah. So right now, I also gotta just take a breather from being inside of here because, yeah, it's still running very rich, and that's kind of by choice by me, right? So I'm just gonna. It smoked up the whole garage again, but in this way because, well, at least exhaust gases and fumes comes out where they're supposed to. So let me do that. Well, also, no, let me actually do this because this is better. Anyway, there we are. Sweet. So let's have a bit of a breather and a bit of a think. So, and also, I do need to go in 10 minutes, so this will be the last thing anyway. I need to start packing up because I need to go home because I work tomorrow. The wiring for now will work, right? So let's go through what we have done today. The wiring that we did today, it is at least now, everything is now fused. So if anything goes wrong, the fuses will go and they are the correct ones for its components. The immobilizer has its 10 volts and 15 from the main power, which I don't know if it's correct, but I think it is. I cannot find it, but I could look it up here real quick. It doesn't take me long. It's so nice to have a new like screen protector thingy. It's so nice. In the where's onboard immobilizer, we have immobilizer's main power going there. Where's power all time? Which one is that? Cannot see which one. It is 40. That. Where the fuck is the fuse? It must have a fuse. Or is it the 5 thing? Oh, there we go. No, here we go. So this is actually supposed to be a 20 amp fuse, and we have a 15, so that's more than safe, right? So that's all good. And yeah, I'm just gonna take this off because it's nice to get off. We have some kind of idle. Still have issues of idling, and it doesn't recognize the mass airflow sensor anymore. I will have to double check its circuitry, and you know, it says that it is low, which doesn't really make sense. The mass airflow sensor worked perfectly fine before. That doesn't really make sense. The one that makes the most sense to me to have issues is the O2 sensor. So the oxygen sensor, it is now fairly badly repaired, but it should be fine because you kind of do the same thing anyway. Yeah, it's sitting a little bit further back than originally. Should still get a reading, and obviously there's a lot of enough exhaust fumes in here to know that the exhaust system works and the exhaust manifold works. Yeah, it is now better. It was running a tad bit better just now. We at least have an idle, but we also have just cranked open the throttle body, which is not the way to do it. Right? You want it to be controlled by the valve. Could the idle control valve be bad? 100%. It's just one of the ones that we have. I have more laying around. I think I have 2 more. I could try plugging one of them in. But if I remember correctly, Martin, right? We did try it. We did put 12 volts in here to click. I'm pretty damn certain we did test that one. I'm like 90% certain that we did it. Also to try just how it worked. So it shouldn't be that. That one should be working fine, and it should be getting its correct power. And it shouldn't have to do with the inlet air temperature. Yeah, exactly. So we did try that. It shouldn't have anything to do with it being without the inlet air temperature sensor, because that's just to kind of decide stuff anyway. Like it should still run on all fours on idle, which it kind of doesn't. So that kind of leaves me with like 4 things to do, right? So this is my thinking, and if chat, if you agree with me, change spark plugs, because we haven't done that yet, and it's needed, and we just been started and started and started and started over and over and over again, right? So new spark plugs, that would probably help it quite a lot. Double check the wiring on the O2 sensor and the mass airflow sensor. So those are the big 3 things that I can do. And then what was the fourth one that I was thinking of? Yeah, I was thinking of then maybe checking the idle control valve, which again should make sense. Or just taking the inlet air temperature sensor and just plugging in the wires where they're supposed to be, plug them in, because the inlet air temperature sensor is going to be pretty much the same as in idle, like in ambient temperature. See if that makes a difference. Now, again, I don't think it should, so it doesn't make sense that would be an issue at all. I think it is that, yeah, there's so many variables that had changed from original, but everything is, the ECU is trying to think that it is original. But having it running and running and running seems to be helping us a little bit, making it run a bit better over time. But I think it has some type of learning as well to aid it. But yeah, I think the O2 sensors definitely didn't work, but at least it didn't read them. Now, why wouldn't it read them? I have no fucking idea. Because it should. Like, if they work, it should. Now, I don't have one to test with. I'm gonna look if I can buy one for cheap. Or, yeah, if we just need to buy one, that's what we need to do. It's a bit annoying because they're about $100. And if it still doesn't work, that's $100 down the drain, which is a bit annoying. But we should at least get some kind of reading from it. And that's my issue. Because even if compared to when we did this with my girlfriend's car beginning of the year, if we zeroed out all the codes, it would then get it to do the short and long-term shifts of the fuel trims, rather. Now it doesn't get anything. You got 0 on the short term and 7 on the long term, which doesn't make sense, because you want, like, the short term should like go up and down all the time, because it then corrects by that. So it feels like it just doesn't want to read the oxygen sensors at all. Again, I could also try to wire this one in. It has a bit longer wiring. Could also, because this has been laying around, get them bashed. They do easily get broken. O2 sensors are very sensitive, and they do look to be the same. So I could try to wire this one into the front port. This was the secondary one, but as far as I could find, they were kind of the same. At least they have the same colors of wiring, but it could also be. But yeah, because you cannot see the numbers on them, I'll try to do that. But yeah, that's like the only things I have, and more than that, it's just should work. It really, really should just work at this moment, because we have a working exhaust manifold, we have a working exhaust system, O2 sensors are plugged in, every other sensor that needs to be plugged in for the car to run, like definitely needs to be able to run. We have position sensors for the cam and crank. We have inlet temp, like, and that's basically what it needs to run. And also the thing that it has, like, it's malfunctioning on the injector wiring, electrical malfunctioning. Don't know what that means, because it's definitely running on all of them. And we also definitely need to do something with the throttle body, because it's hanging a lot, which doesn't make sense, because it should just shut immediately, and I think it does. So somewhere air is coming in it in a weird way, or like it's hanging the throttle in some weird way, because when I blip it, here it goes click 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 click. So that really doesn't make any sense either, you know. Why the position sensor? I think I might know why the position sensor have an issue, of the throttle position sensor, that is, because on Volvos, if I'm not mistaken, and I don't know if I have the original throttle body here anywhere. Let me just have a gander if I do. It might still be at your place though, Martin. Well, that would make no sense. I should have it here somewhere. That's my timer telling me to go home. there we are. That's my timer telling me I'm going home. I need to find the original throttle body real quick, though. So I have a theory. And that theory needs to be proven. If I can. But maybe not able to. Because, well, I don't know what the throttle body is. But if I knew that, that would be fine. And I also stand corrected. The first sensor, like the O2 sensor, is actually about the same place. That was the box that I got from you, that I went with you guys with. It's not in there. Anyway, my theory is like this. On the throttle precision sensor on a Volvo, most cars I think, it is immediately as you move it, you hear a click. But as ours is a bit open at all time, I wonder if the position sensor doesn't activate as it should. Now again, that shouldn't be why it doesn't idle, that should still be fine, but if why we get a fault, an error message or an engine code for the throttle position sensor A low or whatever it was. That could just be that. Which I don't know how to fix because we need to increase the idle. Well, the opening of the throttle body to get the idle to work, which makes sense because the runners are different lengths. And I'm fine with that, having a bit of a higher idle as well. Like, even if it was around 1000 RPM, I'm totally fine with having an idle at 1000 RPM instead of like the 800 to 900 it's supposed to be. But yeah, that could definitely be it. Yeah. That's something to think about. Definitely. Anyway, as you guys heard, my alarm went off, so I need to get running. Do we have any fun person that is live on Twitch at this very moment that we want to raid? Not really, no. But yeah, thank you all for joining today's live stream all. I know it was a bit of a shorter one than we usually do, and there's a little bit less, happenings and stuff, but this is part of it. This is the part of it that, you don't see on YouTube channels. This is the part that they just skip over and it's like, see, it works! Or, they have expensive ECUs and they just take it to a dyno and then make it work. If I had the money, I would love to do that with this. Because then we wouldn't have any issues on the idle control. We wouldn't have any issue of any of the electrical stuff, really. Because it's just all new. Here, no, not so much. So, anyway, thank you all so much for watching today's live stream. We're gonna end it right here because, well, like I said, can't really do much more than this and also need to go home and go to bed. Don't know when next live stream will be. Maybe on Sunday. I might be back here on Sunday. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow I am going bowling with my girlfriend. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Anyway, because I'm not picking up a car on Sunday, or maybe I am. I might be buying another Ford. I'm not joking. I'm buying another. I want to buy another blue Ford Transit. Yeah. Oh no, I might not. I probably won't do that on Sunday because it's in Stockholm, and this ain't working. I ain't loading another truck on this one. That won't work. So it's a bit far, and to drive it illegally because it's not inspected. So I cannot just run it down here illegally. It will be very illegal, and none of the inspection places will open on Sunday. So yeah, I will most likely just get here and work on Sunday then. So we'll continue on Sunday, most likely, unless we're doing something else. But yeah, enjoy your time, everybody. Thank you all for watching today, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye!